Company's culture is not about ping pong tables or pizza days or just giving some kind of t-shirts with bottled water with your logo on it. Company's culture to me, it's about ownership. It's when every employee, every team member feel and thinks as a founder, and they actually have ownership for making the job done rather than just throwing the ball at each other and start blaming each other and just looking at their watch when time is up so they can go back home. That's what a company culture should be, when everybody think as a founder and act as a founder and having ownership above that product, and actually they want the things to get done. So there are so many metrics when it comes down to the company culture and management. When people they get it wrong. On the employee side, they are looking for the companies like facilities and benefits. Oh, they're having pizza days, they're having ping pong tables, they're having beer hours or coffee hours, etc., etc. But in reality, that's not the company culture. Because even if you enter that company who is giving you the PlayStation room, the ping pong tables, and the jacuzzi and the pool and all that, at the end of the day, if you are not having ownership and if you are not collaborating with your team members and thinking as a founder and putting that energy inside to the work and that love inside to the work, things not gonna go well for both sides, for you as an employee and for the company or for the founders or for the CEOs or the managers. And at the end, it ends up to a breakup. You're gonna look for another job, most probably to quit your company, or they're gonna fire you. So what happened to all that ping pong tables and that fun stuff? You really don't care for that. If you think about it, you want a good salary. You don't care for the ping pong tables. You want to have a steady job, good salary. On the other hand, the company needs talent and people to actually love what they do and deliver rather than just delaying and blaming on each other. So that's why, if you think about it more deeply, the company's culture comes into management. So when we talk about startup management, especially day one, there are so many metrics in here. First of all, you start hiring. Hiring is guessing. You don't know who you hire. You think you know, but it's all guessing. Firing is knowing. When you fire someone, you know about, so many things, so many mistakes they did. Maybe they have HR issues, or maybe they don't know what they're doing. So you know when you're firing. But when you're hiring, is all guessing. So I seen, uh, let's say in my company, early days, I see that, some of my team members, rather than, and of course they're not in my team anymore, I had to fire them, but rather than having ownership and actually want to get the job done, they were just throwing the ball at each other and blaming each other and assigning the task to each other and not actually making the job done. So they create these ping pong games between. Imagine you create a task for your salesperson or for your support or for one of your for your backend engineer, and the backend he just leave the comment without any investigation, without even look into it, and assign the task to the iOS developer. The iOS developer is going read that comment and then assign that task back to the same backend engineer. And then the backend engineer assign it to the DevOps, and the DevOps back to the backend, and the backend back to the front end. So they do all that back and forth, which I called it like they create a ping pong game between them. They waste hours and a few days, and at the end the job is not done. And when, as a CEO or as a manager, when I was trying to see what's going on in here and investigating and doing my investigation, then I was like, hey, the problem actually comes from the backend. So it's not the front end issue, it's not the mobile issue, it's not DevOps issue, it's not server issue, it's back end issues. And when they were looking more deeply into it, then they were solving the problem. So why to create all that back and forth when you could solve it first place? That's why I'm talking about ownership. Ownership means when it doesn't matter if you're employee or manager or investor or board of director or founder or CEO, whatever you are, means when you actually care and you see that thing as your own company or your product or your own baby, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of like renting a car. You see, some people, they go on vacation, they rent a car and they drive it like crazy. They do off-road with that car, they smoke inside the car, they burn the chairs or the seat or the leather, and they go into all kind of like dirt and bumps and humps, and they really destroy the car because they don't care. It's not my car. I rent it. I lease that car. I don't care. Rather than some other people, they still lease the car or rent the car, but they see it as their own car. Hey, okay, it doesn't mean just because it's not my car, I have to like burn the car down or just crash it into a wall or into a tree just because it's not my car. So they take care of the car, they drive it good, they're not gonna treat the car as a piece of crap or something, and then they deliver it back. So you need those kind of people in order to create a great product, which then turns into a great culture and a great company that everybody wants to work in. That's actually happened when also Elon Musk said, we have no Starbucks at SpaceX, while all the other American companies, they have all these facilities and Starbucks and so many like game rooms, etc., etc. Elon said, rather than having a Starbucks and all those kind of you know um, let's say benefits, we try to hire people who think as a founder and having ownership to solve the problems. That's what a company culture is. You need people to solve the problems because ownership is the most important thing. So when you want to hire somebody, rather than going to, I mean, personally, I have never asked for reference because I don't believe in it. I mean, who you want to get the reference from? The previous company they used to work in? Most probably something happened there, and maybe from the employee side or the company side, and that's why the employee left that company. So what kind of reference do you think or are you expecting to receive from that company, that, oh my god, yeah, he's a big talent, and we couldn't afford having him, so you go for it? It will never happen. It's just like a couple going through a breakup. They will never ever talk good about each other. It happens sometimes, rarely, that they break up and then, yeah, they respect each other, but 99% out of the times, the guy is gonna call the girl, oh fucking bitch, and the girl is gonna call the guy, oh that fucking asshole. Right? It's happening. So forget about reference, forget about all that, and ask some real questions, like, what kind of problem did you solve in your previous company? Tell me like one of the biggest problem that your company had and nobody could solve it and you actually did it. So try to get that ownership sense and feeling when you are doing the interview from that person. Try, dig in, try to understand, because the technical side you can always teach. You can always teach the technical side, the tools, the codes, sales, tricks, marketing, you name it. But what you can never teach someone, it's the ownership. Or if they have, like, maybe you interview someone and they look like an angel to you, but later on when they enter your company, they're actually poison. They're that poison kind of employee that they just like spread it out like a cancer to everybody else, and they destroy your company from inside. And when you realize it, it's kind of too late. So when you do hiring, when you do interview, you want to dig in, you want to understand the psychology of that person, and you want to understand what kind of actual problem did they solve in their previous companies. If you want to understand in the previous companies they work, if they had any kind of ownership upon anything rather than just being a normal employee waiting for their paycheck and that's it, I'm out and see you on Monday. And another thing, as a founder and as a CEO or manager, leader, whatever you do, that you have to do in order to be on track and to understand your employees, your task, your workflow and all that, it's adding everything into your calendar. It might not sound that important, but when you actually start doing it, you will understand how important it is. It happened to me. So, early days, I was doing everything from posting on our social media accounts to doing sales, marketing, management, you name it, right? Now, just like any other founder out there, I'm not saying like um something like wow or crazy. Like every founder, they start from A to Z, like from cleaning the toilets at the office to to the paycheck, whatever. They do everything, right? So I wasn't any exceptional. I was doing the same thing and I'm still doing. But I was doing some tasks. Let's say I was, creating content, posting on our social media, etc., etc. And sometimes you don't know actually how much time each task is taking you. You might think like, hey, this is a 10 minutes. I'll give you one example. You might tell to one of your team members, hey, log into our Instagram page, post this and just come up with a caption and here it is, go for it. And in your mind, you're gonna be like, hey, how much is gonna take? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Just say you have the post ready. Here you go, checking, tagging, whatever. And then maybe they come back to you after like 30 minutes and 40 minutes, and then they are like, hey, I'm done. And then you are like, yo, what the heck? 40 minutes, 1 hour? It took you 1 hour to do something, just to post on Instagram, to do something that maybe it takes someone else like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes. It took you 1 hour. So no, you were playing around, and then you're gonna have like, issues with that person that, hey, he or she is cheating and, they're just wasting time and I should fire. Rather than thinking, hey, you are mistaken as a manager. Because first thing first, maybe you never did it before. Because if you do something, you know actually how much time is taken. It's kind of like, imagine you're hungry at home and you tell your mom, dad, wife, girlfriend, whatever, hey, I'm hungry when the food is ready. And then you are expecting that, hey, in the next 5 minutes, the food should be ready. Rather than if actually one time you go to the kitchen and start cooking and preparing, and you're going to be like, oh my God, it took me like 5 hours. So, knowing is very important. And how you can achieve that? By adding everything into your calendar. I give you one. I give you actually. Let me give you a couple of examples in here. You know, so I used to work without adding stuff into my. I mean, into my calendar, I just had my meetings, my calls, daily stand up, etc. I wasn't actually like adding everything. Like, hey, right now I'm doing like sales call, or I'm doing headhunting on LinkedIn, or I'm doing like, so add it into my calendar, right? So every time, let's say you want to reply to an email, okay, I'm just replying to that email. Like, how much is gonna take me? Like 5 minutes, boom. And then you actually go back and you're like, no, it got me like 35 minutes, not 5 minutes. So it happened to me. I started adding everything to my calendar. Let's say right now it's like 2:40 p.m. here in Florida. So I want to work on Asana. I want to do like management. I want to go see what my support and my, finance team are doing, because I'm doing the task management on Asana. So I go first thing first, I go to my calendar, I add it in, and I'm like, I just, a simple title, Asana, and I set it for 15 minutes. So I was into it. Now, this helped me first thing first to focus rather than between my work checking on my social media or answering into a WhatsApp message or someone send me a funny meme, stuff like that, because I know I have 15 minutes, I have to get this done in that within that 15 minutes. So first thing first, it helps me to focus and put my phone and all my devices on silent because I have 15 minutes, I have to get this done. If not, yeah, the moment I'm logging into Asana, notifications are coming from my laptop, from into my phone, into my Apple Watch, and coming here. Family members calling, um, employees texting, investors calling, you name it. Messages coming, etc., etc. So, first thing first, it helped me in that matter. So, everything on silent, 15 minutes working on Asana, doing task management, checking the comments, updating, giving tips and hints. And when I'm done, I'm going back to my calendar and I'm like, wow, it got me 1.5 hours. Something that I had set for 15 minutes. It got me 1.5 hours. Or the other day, I was trying to post something on social media for the list, like the best places to dine in Athens with sunset view, romantic, etc., etc. Like picking like five top places by the sea, sunset, beautiful, good food, vibes, all that. So again, I did the same thing. Calendar, everything on silent, start working. I'm like, how much is gonna take me? My team already picked the 5 venues for me. I went through them, I approved them. I already went to ChatGPT. I wrote the description, the average price per person, all that. So how much is gonna take me? I'm going to Buffer. Boom. I'm posting on everything. How much is gonna take me? Like, what is it? 10 minutes? Okay, I'm gonna set my calendar in 10 minutes. And it was 55 minutes when I was done with the work. So, as I said, first thing first, the most important, it it's gonna help you to focus because you put everything else on silent. It's kind of like when we used to be kids going to the school. Hey, 9 a.m. Mondays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I have math class. Then I have 15 minutes break. Then I have geography class. Then I have history exam. Then I have sport. So when you are in your math class or physics or geography or you know history, you name it, you were not going, that 1 hour you are into the classroom and you were not getting out unless you want to use the bathroom or something, and or going playing with your phones, etc., etc. So first thing first, it helps me to focus. Now, the second most important topic in here is to knowing and understanding how much time actually each task is gonna take you. So next time when you give the same task to someone else, you're not expecting them to finish it in 5 minutes, and you're not gonna be that asshole boss or manager by just shouting and blaming them for, hey, you could finish this in like less than 20 minutes, but you come back here after 2 hours and you're just telling me, hey, I finished this newsletter or this post or whatever they were doing, whatever the task was. And creating this, from the employee side, they're gonna be like, oh, my manager is an asshole, he doesn't understand. From your side, oh, this employee is a cheater, he's wasting time, and having this conflict and going through firing and hiring process again. So next time you know exactly how much time this task gonna take you. And when you assign it to someone else, you're not gonna have this kind of stupid nonsense expectations, because you understand that, hey, this gonna take approximately around an hour. Now maybe this person is kind of fast and finish it up in 45 minutes or 40 minutes, or maybe they kind of like they need more time and they finish it up in like 1.5 hour. So it's really, really, really important to adding everything into your calendar. And If you don't do that, guys, if you don't add, this might sound like, hey, I don't need to do it, and you might forget about it. You have to get used to it. I mean, I'm so used to adding everything into my calendar that even if I have to watch a movie or something, even if I have to spend time with my family, even when we go, for on a dinner or lunch or something, even if I have to, take some time off just to scroll on my social media, I'm even adding everything, like my personal thing. I'm adding everything, business, personal, everything into my calendar daily. And then when the day is over, I'll go back and I have a review. What did I do today? It makes me feels good rather than, feeling that I wasted my day or etc. It makes me understand how much each task taking me, and it makes me to understand that, hey, I don't need to, oh my god, this thing got me 2 hours. I don't need to spend 2 hours. I'm the CEO of the company. I need to do more important uh, things in here. I don't need to spend 2 hours on writing a blog post. I can assign this to someone else and I just do the review. I don't need to spend 1 hour 45 minutes on doing social media posts when I can spend that 1 hour and 45 minutes and closing some amazing deals to actually bring revenue to the company, or maybe doing QA, which is more important, manual QA, which is more important for because my devs are pending on me and they want to ship the new feature. So that's how important it is to adding everything into your calendar. I'm telling you, even for your personal stuff, you might go on a vacation. You might, you are planning to go on a vacation. So you want to, lay down on your couch, have your laptop or iPad, whatever, and then check in hotels, airline tickets, etc., etc. Now you might think like, oh, okay, I'm just chilling and it's gonna take me like 10, 15, 20 minutes. But actually, when you're done, you're like, wow, I was surfing hotels for like 3 hours or villas on Airbnb. And I was going through airline tickets for 2 hours, for 3 hours. And why another thing in here, why adding calendar everything into your calendar is very important? Because you will understand how to spend your fuel. What do I mean by fuel? You wake up, maybe you wake up 5 a.m., maybe you are a guy you want to wake up 9 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever. So you have certain amount of energy until you get to the night and you're done and you want to go to the bed. It's kind of like, putting gas into your car. You can drive it for certain amount of kilometers and then you have to put that gas back in again. It's like eating food. You're not gonna eat one time and be full for the rest of your life. In a few hours you're gonna be hungry again and you need to eat again. All right? So same as if you're working, if you are not working, it doesn't matter. You have certain amount of energy in your body. You wake up in the morning, you had a good sleep, you're energetic, you're happy. It gets to the noon, you're still good. You have a lunch, you go a little bit down. Afternoon, you kind of like, now is the time that you want to start chilling or just calling your friends, see what's going on. Evening time, you're already like kind of like going to your super chill mood, chilling, relaxing, whatever. And at night, you want to sleep. So, why to waste your fuel on non-important things or on even important tasks that someone else can do it for you while you can do something more important? Now, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying assign tasks to everybody else just because you're the CEO and then you can just go chill and, spend time on the beach or playing PlayStations and or go to the cinema with your girlfriend. Just because I'm the CEO and I understand how to optimize my time and I assign everything to anybody else. No, I'm saying you understand what's important and what's not. So, how to manage and what kind of task, which task to assign to whom. So you can spend your time on more important stuff that actually can grow your company and bring revenue to your company, or maybe closing a round of investment. Because running out of fuel is not going to help you building a great company. When you spend your time, your energy on non sense stuff. Or maybe you're working. I give you a real example. You're working, all right? And now you're hungry, you wanna go to DoorDash, Uber Eat, or whatever app you're using in your country and do some delivery. Get something to eat. I see most of my friends when they go to delivery apps, they spend hours, especially when even you are hungry. I mean, if you are not that hungry, you might be quick, like, hey, I want this, I want that, okay, good. But when you're hungry, you're looking at all those restaurants and all those beautiful pictures of food. Your brain can't decide. You are so hungry. You go to pizza places, then okay, oh, maybe I get KFC, maybe I get no, that's not healthy, maybe I get a salad, no, oh, okay, salad from this restaurant. And then at the end, until you order, you are like, wow, I spent like 50 minutes. You only understand if you add that to your calendar. Try it next time. You want to do a food delivery? Just try it. Add it into your calendar for like 5 minutes. Hey, I'm going to do food delivery 5 minutes. And when you go to the checkout page and pay and get the confirmation, go back to your calendar and see how much time you actually spent on that food delivery. Then you will understand that, hey, I wasted 45 minutes of my beautiful day and my energy on food delivery. Maybe next time I can say to someone else, to my friend who's next to me, or to one of my team members, that, hey, want to grab something? Okay, you go for it. I'm good with anything. I'm good with burger, I'm good with pizza, I'm good with whatever, I'm good with the chicken wrap, whatever, I'm good with anything. Just take me some. Just let me know where you're taking, and I'm like, oh, get me a pepperoni pizza, or get me a vegetarian pizza. So that's how you understand how to manage your time and how important it is to calendar everything, to not run out of time, to not run out of fuel, and not just to having stupid expectations from your team members to get things done when they get like 1 hour, but you're having expectations to get them done in 5 to 10 minutes. Because wasting your fuel on bullshit is not gonna take you anywhere. Like, I see a friend of mine. I actually spoke about the importance of how how important it is to have a good sleep for your life in one of my previous podcasts. If you didn't listen to that, I highly recommend you to go back there, because that's also from the feedback that I got from my audience. That's one of their favorite pod. And it is true, like, if you don't have a good sleep, good luck with the rest of your day. You cannot do anything. You're not going to have a productive day. You're going to be mad, you're going to be in a bad mood, and that's going to be a shitty day. So now I see a friend of mine who's a who works in a really great company on a good salary, amazing job. And every time I try to push this person that, hey, okay, that's good. You have a good job. You have a good title. You have a good salary. Everything is good. Why don't you do something extra for you? Why don't you start selling things online? Why don't you start a podcast? Why don't you start you know, because he has lots of experience in the past. He was into the Navy and all that, so he can do lots of amazing things. And he's always like, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. So I went to his house. I spent a few days with him, and then I saw how he actually spent his time on bullshit, like cleaning the garage. All right, 2 hours. And do you think someone like having energy to do anything else after 2 hours cleaning the garage or cleaning the garden? Or the most funny thing was that was I spent a weekend at my friend's house, and then at night, it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday after midnight. Yeah. So, I was going to bed, just doing the some work with my laptop, and then I wanted to go to the kitchen to grab some water, and then I saw he's like washing the dishes and all that, while he could put all that into the dishwasher. But they were not, that big amount. So I mean, there were just a couple of plates and glasses. So he was like, "Let me do it quickly, with hand." But it was like, after midnight. So I was like, "Dude, you are spending your fuel right now on this." I'm not telling you like it's after midnight, go do online sales or, the drop shipping or to create a YouTube channel or something. Just go to fucking bed, sleep. Tomorrow you gotta wake up 6 a.m., get ready, traffic, drive, go to your office and work. Why don't you sleep? Why are you here washing dishes? This is not gonna take you anywhere. And then he's like, "No, I cannot have a dirty kitchen." Okay, you can do it. Just put them in the fucking dishwasher and set the timer to like wash it in the early morning, or just do it now, just in a dishwasher. You don't need to spend your time, lose from your sleep, just because you have to what. So that's what you tell me? I don't have time? Yeah, of course you don't have time. You don't have time to do something for yourself because you are spending your amazing, beautiful time on washing dishes after midnight, when you can go to bed, sleep, and wake up energetic. And instead of that, you could even wake up earlier and work out and be super hype and energetic driving to your office. Rather than washing the dishes is gonna take you time, it's gonna make you tired, you're going to the bed, of course you're not gonna sleep straight away, you're gonna scroll a little bit on social media and then sleep not enough hours, waking up in a bad mood Monday morning, you didn't sleep enough last night, traffic. Of course, with the first person who's gonna honk at you or is gonna, break in front of you or something like that in a highway, of course you're gonna go mad. Of course you're gonna pull down your window. Of course you're gonna do some, trash talking, or even maybe not, you avoid him, but of course he's gonna make you mad. And oh, the traffic, even if nobody is honking at you, just the traffic alone on its own is gonna drive you crazy. And then of course you go to that office, what kind of mood do you think you will have for the whole day? Or if something goes wrong, what kind of mood are you going to have to solve that issue until you get back home? So that's how important is how to manage your time, by adding everything into your calendar rather than just like, having an empty calendar and just doing everything on your own, and you don't understand actually what did you do today. Or in your mind you're gonna be like, maybe you're talking to your friend, is asking, what did you do today? I went to the grocery shopping and but you don't realize, your brain doesn't realize you went to Costco and you actually like spend half of your day in there, including driving, including, putting clothes on, all that, going, find a parking spot, etc., shopping, check out, coming back home, wash, clean, put them into the fridge, taking from garage to the storage. You're like, wow, it got me 6 hours doing my grocery shopping. Do I really want to spend 6 hours of my time, my day, my Saturday, my Sunday, my whatever, Friday, Monday, like grocery shopping? When I could do that, maybe I could spend like 35 minutes on a delivery app and I actually could deliver it to me without me. So I would save like 5 hours basically in here. And that 5 hours I could do something. So that's what happened when some kind of people, they come up with excuses that I don't have time. I have kids. I cannot do something for myself. I cannot, build something for myself. I cannot start a small side hustle to have some more money, some more income, to have a better life, to have a, to go on a vacation or something, because I don't have time. Yes, mister, because you spend your time on grocery, nonsense stuff that you don't even realize how much time and energy and fuel they are sucking out of your body and your life. So that's how important it is to calendar everything, because it's gonna help you to manage your time and to understand how much time each task is taking, and your expectations from other people to do that. And maybe instead of that, you could do something much better that could benefit everybody in your house, in your life, in your circle, or in your company. Thank you so much, guys. I see you in the next one.